Woo, guys, when two giants come together. Oh man, so Elon and Donald Trump broke the internet. Let's go ahead and check out some of these highlights.
We unfortunately had a massive distributed denial of service attack against our servers. We think we've overcome most of that, and so it's now time to proceed. But as this matter.
Let me find out y'all found out that Donald Trump was gonna be on here and y'all basically hacked it. That's crazy. Y'all hacked it. Y'all hate that man so much that y'all gonna hack. Like what the heck, man?
Attack illustrates there's a lot of opposition to people just hearing what President Trump has to say. Part of the reason why I was excited to endorse you as the President of the United States for having another term here is that was just incredibly inspiring. But I mean, what was it like for you?
Not pleasant, I have to
Not
be honest.
pleasant.
I said there was blood. I had
Being
more
shot is
blood.
not
I didn't
much
know
fun.
I didn't know I had that much blood.
The sort of slide that got
Why you say that? Blood. Yeah. If you're not familiar, he's obviously talking about the assassination attempt. By the yeah. Good thing for everybody, right?
to turn that saved your life, really, was the illegal immigration slide. That slide says
You're
saved your
right.
life,
No,
basically.
the illegal immigration saved my life. You're right. Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. And she's such a liar because she was called the border czar the first day and it was on the headlines of every newspaper. We cannot have her. She's incompetent. She's as bad.
I agree with that. We literally have an immigration crisis, and that was Kamala Harris's one post, and she disappeared. They asked her and they interviewed her, and she said she had never been to the border. She never been to the border. So what are we supposed to do? Like, come on! Like, if your own borders aren't secure, your country isn't secure. I even showed you guys a video where they said that there are illegal immigrants that have been voting in the election and were registered to vote. I showed you it was in Ohio, I think it was, where they had to throw out like 500 something ballots because illegal immigrants were registered to vote. That's weird.
Bad as Biden in a different.
Yeah.
Look, she hasn't done an interview since this whole scam started.
I think people are not going to be, and they obviously have not been at all intimidated by Biden, and they certainly will not be intimidated by Kamala. And you have to really think of that in the context of global security.
When they see a Kamala or when they see Biden, Sleepy Joe, they can't even believe it. They can't believe this happened. Well, you're the greatest cutter. I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, "You want to quit?" They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike, and you say, "That's okay. You're all gone." I want to close up Department of Education, move education back to the states, where states like Iowa, where states like Idaho, not every state will do great because states that basically aren't doing good now. You look at Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. He's terrible. He does a terrible.
California is look. I've never lived in California. I've never been to California. Don't really have much of an interest in going to California after seeing the things that I've seen. But yeah, some of these places that are government ran, they really would give one the appearance that they are absolute just shitholes. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. That shit, like, like it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It honestly is. It's honestly pathetic.
Job. So he's not going to do great with education. But of the 50, I would bet that 35 would do great. She is terrible. She's terrible. But she's getting a free ride. I saw a picture of her on Time Magazine today.
That's how you know that Donald Trump actually watches and he pays attention to the news. Because that's literally what everybody's saying. That's literally what everybody's saying. And it's really sad and pathetic. It's sad and pathetic that that y'all are so desperate to have a black woman in the office that you're willing to put somebody as incompetent and really just pathetic as Kamala Harris. It's really sad. It's really sad. It's really sad.
She looks like the most beautiful actress ever to live. It was a drawing, and actually,
Yeah.
she looked very much like our great first lady, Melania. She didn't look.
Yeah.
She didn't look like Camilla. That's right. But of course, she's a beautiful woman, so we'll leave it at that.
Camilla. Yeah, I mean, it's just honestly, it's just yeah. I bet I bet it was a great interview, and if you really pay attention, you've noticed that Kamala Harris she hasn't done any interviews. Why hasn't she done any interviews? My guess would be because she doesn't want anybody to realize, just like Joe Biden, they don't want people to realize that she's not as smart as they're trying to hype her up to be. And so it's kind of like where they were trying to hide Joe Biden's illness from everybody, and they didn't really acknowledge that the man wasn't well until they didn't have a choice but to acknowledge that the man wasn't well. And so now they want to do the same thing with Kamala Harris. They gave her a free ride, a straight free ride into the election. They didn't put her through a primary. But this is who y'all pick. This is y'all queen, right? This y'all queen, right? That's it. It's just sorry. It's sorry. And even just it's funny that even still they said that Donald Trump and Elon Musk interview had over 1 million listeners to it. Over 1 million listeners. People still want to hear what Donald Trump has to say. Donald Trump still has the voice of the people. The truth of the matter is, regardless of whether you like him as a person or not, most people, you can name a policy. A lot of y'all don't even have problems with Donald Trump's policy. You have a problem with him as a person. And that's the problem, like specifically with the black folks. And that's why black folks are always losing. It's never been a situation where I'm ever on the same wavelength or I'm aligning view-wise with Umar Johnson. But one thing you can say about him, at least he stands behind his. At least he's consistent. He's not gonna vote for somebody that's contrary to his cause. The same black folks that riot because of Mike Brown incident are the same black folks that just put an officer in the hospital. A black officer. It's fake. It's pretend. And enough has got to be enough, man. Enough has got to be enough. But at the end of the day, we got 3 months. Hopefully y'all will wake up. Hopefully.